Hey, how's it going? So I completely forgot that I had Bible study today because it's usually on Mondays. So that's where I'm heading now. So today we went geocaching, my brother and I, obviously. This is the first, I've done geocaching with my cousin Lauren and all that stuff. But, we used to do it a lot when we were younger. Not a lot, but sometimes when we were younger. And so Drew and I did one today. It was obviously less than a mile away from our house. We drove there to go look for it. And the one I was doing the other day in downtown, Lake Oswego, I couldn't find it because it was micro and it drove me nuts. And this one said it was small. I didn't want to call it, again, everybody has the different definitions between small and what's small, based on whoever placed it. But yes, it was small, but it wasn't like I thought. It was definitely bigger than I thought it would be. But again, I've seen micro ones before, and those are ridiculous. So they're hard to find, and I just got really frustrated with it. The most recent one prior to mine, which was today the 14th, was found on the May 22nd of this year. So it all depends, I guess. And whoever finds it, the next person that finds this one, most recent date will be today. But again, it was well hidden, let's say that. I want to view the photo. It won't let you magically view the photo because it says this might give the location away, which it didn't. For me, I was like, cool, it didn't give it away. And then someone else's comment without a picture, I put two and two together. So the picture helped, but it didn't give it away. Then I was like, oh my goodness. So, and I kept reading down the comments with no pictures, and I'm like, now I understand. I posted a picture, but again, the picture doesn't give it away because it's 100% a selfie.
That's ridiculous. So I'm right on this ridiculous light that takes forever, and there's a side street, there's two streets that come one's here and one's here, and they go right here, and here's the traffic light. So I'm here, I saw another car come out here, but the car that comes out of this one is always second, and obviously we were here first.
So I just missed the whole cycle.
So that's how life is going, and I basically caught you up from all the times that I haven't been filming. This is what I've been doing. I just started geocaching. I got the Geocache app a week ago, and I visited Lauren 2 weekends ago. Not last weekend, not the weekend before, 2 weeks ago, something like that, in the beginning of June. Now it's 1 o'clock. Thank you for coming along with me to Bible study. Why is there so many people here on a Tuesday? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. I did another, and not Instagram, what is it called? I did another geocache. There we go. I did another geocache yesterday, and again, it was very out of my way. Kinda. I tell myself that I'm not gonna do it I won't go hunting for one, driving out of my way. I'm doing an Instacart order, that's why I ended up in that area. So why not? It was 3 minutes from where I dropped off the Instacart, so why not? And it said it was not big, large. And it was funny because it's a nice sunny day and compared to today is cold and rainy. But it was so weird. It was so weird because I'm pretty new to this. I prefer to do it with people, but again, I don't have a lot of friends that are free when I'm free. So, and I've done some with my family, which is great. Some with my family, i.e. Drew, and i.e. my relatives. But other than that, I've been doing them on my own, and since again I'm new to this, I'm like, it said I'm like up here, it's like, oh, it's right next to this yogurt shop or something, frozen yogurt shop or something, frozen ice something, some dessert place. So I mapped myself to the dessert place. Of course, the dessert place is not actually open. The dessert place is like a trailer in someone's yard. So I'm kind of confused about that. So I read into the description a little bit more, not the hint, the description. I read into the description. I mean, I looked at the hint. And apparently this one was placed in 2009. So it's been around for a while. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Then I'm like panicking because I'm like, now it's so sketchy because these old trailers, I think it's within the old trailers. So I'm trying to find a lock because it said the hint was the lock code. But I'm like, why would you randomly put in a code for something like mine went to? If this is going to enter someone's house without their permission, like obviously, like I'm not going to do it, but it's obviously 3 minutes away from where I was. Not even 3 minutes, maybe 2 driving distance, and it drove me nuts. So I was really suspicious because there's nobody. I mean, there was cars in one driveway. It's like, I don't think it's that one. And I realized that I was at the broad house. I mean, not real. I mean, it wasn't like I looked. I was curious enough to look in the trailers where it said, oh, the frozen dessert place was. I'm freaking out again. No one's around. When I say no one's around, literally, I mean, there was cars in driveways. And then I figured out, because this one was actually pretty accurate because it was so large. So like the one that I found over by in LO was, I mean, it wasn't very accurate. It said it was in the middle of the street when it wasn't in the middle of the street, but you know. But this one was super accurate just because it was so big. And I'm like, oh. Then it was like cash in. I mean, in, like INN. And I'm like, oh my gosh. When I said it's the cash in, like spend as much time as you need, blah, 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 it's really cute. And I'm like, what in the world? Now it says it's an inn. So I'm like, literally, I'm not going to break into someone's house or something. That's where my mind goes straight to. And apparently this has been going since 2009 and it's still there. And the last person who found it before me was on 6/15 and I found it on 6/16. So 6/16 was yesterday, so June 16th. So obviously, so I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? And then I found it. I found the lock. At first I found the lock. I was like, oh, that's a lock. And I looked at it and there was numbers on the lock. And I'm like, kind of like, that's a big clue that you're very close to it.
If this person comes out and hits like, hi, how's it going? I'm not trying to break into your lockbox or anything, but I think, like, I'm trying to explain myself because I'm on someone's private property.
And I was like, no, my parents were there, you're good. So that makes me feel a little bit better. So at least I know the people who, if someone magically put a geocache out in the front yard, yeah. And they made a big note, it says not in the mailbox, obviously. Like, I'm not going to break into someone's mailbox. So that's how sketchy it was. I'm like freaking out because I'm like, oh no. And then I did end up meeting the owner of the geocache, which I like kind of flipped out on that one because I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I'm looking for a geocache. That's what I'm like halfway open is like, I put it there, you're good. And I'm like, oh, finally. I like felt a little bit better because he put it there and it was his house. So, I mean, again, it's like, how long has it been here? Like, it's been here active for like 12 years. I'm like, thank goodness. I've been doing this since like. So, note to all the geocachers out there, if you're new or not, in my opinion, I was kind of panicking because I'm like, oh, I'm alone in this unfamiliar neighborhood. What do? I'm just roaming around someone's neighborhood streets trying to find a geocache. Oh, that's terrifying. But it was a very cute find, I think. And then I was talking to the guy And I was like, oh, because I like, it was a little thing, so you sign it, the thing, and then I put another note thing in there saying, hey, I've like flipped out, like this is like it's super cute, it's a super cute find. But I'm like what? And then I was talking to this guy after he freaked me out, like a grown man freaked out, because I mean, it's like I put it there on purpose. Like he knows that people come to his house to look for it, because I think that's what the point is. I don't know. So I was talking to him. It's like, I'm super new to geocaching. That's why I kind of flipped out. I was like, I'm like breaking into someone's property or something. But they, with like owner's permission, like they were the owners of that property. So that made me feel a little bit better, but still, like being on your own and then you say it's on private property, will you actually go find it? I don't know. But luckily, because I was like 3 minutes away from where it was, even though I was like 30 minutes from home or something. Actually, I was 20 minutes from home when I first looked at it, and then I spent a long time looking for it, and then I spent quite a few time trying to talk. I mean, obviously I was talking to the person and stuff, and I'm like, oh, so then rush hour traffic hits, obviously, rush hour traffic. And then I was like 35 minutes away from home. It was like, great. But again, like I wouldn't have come across that if I wasn't doing an Instacart. I think Instacart's like, I'm also learning from Instacart. I don't want to go out of my way, because the Instacart order that I did yesterday was a little long, well, very long. It was like, yeah, I just not purposely gonna go out of my way. And so with like, again, with the Instacart and the geocaching, like I've been saying, I won't go out of my way, but I don't live in the area, and this was a fun find or something like that. Still some within my neighborhood, but I'm waiting for my whole family to be free so we can go find it together, because I said, let's do this together. So I'm waiting on that one. I have no idea where it is besides the general vicinity area of it. So that's how that's going. So that's my little geocache story of the day. And if I'm doing an Instacart order right now, and if I don't find another Instacart order or wherever, I don't know where I'm dropping this Instacart order off anyways. So wherever I've dropped this off, hopefully there can be a geocache within that area. So far, I'm at 4 geocaches found with 3 locations, meaning I appeared 4 locations, but I didn't find one at one location. Like, I went to a 1 location choice, because the 1 location, obviously I didn't find it. Oh no, it's such a busy day at the grocery store. So I'm gonna run in and do this, and then I'll update you about the geocaching thing if I decide to find one today or not. So talk to you later. Are you kidding me? Is this car not far enough? Oh. What? I just missed a whole cycle. And I'm 3/4 back. Why am I blanking on the name of it? Got this up like late May. Stuff like that. And like, thank goodness